What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Basketball Wives. This is season 12, episode 3, and the episode is titled Bad Timing. Let's go ahead and get right into this review. Alright, so we actually start this episode off exactly where we left off, and that is with Jen and Evelyn going back and forth. Evelyn is like, "You're still talking about my daughter and all that crap." And Jen is like, "Okay, you keep bringing up the felon word when people have a past. Like, move on." And then we see Chantel in her confessional blaming her mom for being messy, aka doing her job. So Evelyn, she throws it in Jen's face that this is her third scammer, and she feels like Jen is weaponizing her daughter and deflecting. And I'm just like, I don't think that way. Now, is this her third scammer? Yes. And it's like, Jen, why do you keep getting with the scammers? But also at the same time, I don't think that she was weaponizing your daughter. I think that she was just saying it's crazy that you keep wanting to talk about my husband when your daughter is dating a felon. So what's the difference here? So then Brandy jumps in and she's like, don't talk about the kids even if they're grown. And she's like, I didn't talk about her. So Evelyn says that, don't bring up my daughter, but then says that Christian is basically a basketball wife. And it's crazy to me that she feels that way when she's the main one who keeps bringing up Christian's name. Jen don't even talk about her husband like that. So at this point, Evelyn is going on and on about how Jennifer is not married and how this is just her boyfriend. And then we have Brandy chiming in like, y'all have a 20-year friendship. And Jen says to get over it. Here's my thing. They have not had a solid 20 years of being friends. So we have got to let this idea go that, they've been friends for so long. No. They were friends at one point when we first met them on Basketball Wives, Miami. Once they had a falling out, what was that, when Evelyn got with Chad? Yeah, once they had that big fallout, they weren't friends for years. Evelyn had everybody turn their backs on Jennifer. So they have had a gap, a huge gap at one point. They're not going to be close again. They're not going to be besties again. And we need to go ahead and accept that. Like, honestly, I feel like this is the first time we have really, really seen Jennifer stand her ground when it comes to Evelyn. And I like seeing it. Moving on from there, Evelyn, she says that this is the last time she will be in Jennifer's face. And this is the last time she's going to have a conversation with her. And I'm like, okay, great. Now, at this point, the event is over. Everybody has left, but then Jackie is there to try to help her daughter clean up. And here goes Chantel trying to say that Jackie was doing too much. Girl, Jackie is keeping the checks coming, okay? The whole point of Jackie on this show is to get the shit started. If the drama ain't got nothing to do with her, it's to get the shit started, okay? Like, I cannot stand how Chantel is really trying to police Jackie's actions as if we're not on a reality show. And like a messy one at that. Like, girl, what are you talking about? So, let's go ahead and move on. We see this clip of Brittany and her friend Denise. We learn that Denise is Lonzo Ball's baby mama. They have a daughter together. And basically they talk about how they can't find a date. Moving on. Jackie, she invites Brandy and Jennifer out, and they ask Jennifer, or should I say Brandy mostly, asked Jennifer, how she felt about the day before. And she's like, she's done with that situation. So Jennifer says that she's good. She doesn't understand why people keep, asking her how she's doing. And here's the thing. Brandy feels like she's lying. Brandy feels like, there is constant conversation about your husband. Well, boyfriend, let Evelyn tell it. But there's constant conversation about this man. It has to affect you in some type of way. But if Jennifer say she good, baby, just take it for what it is. So Jennifer, she ends up going in on the ladies a bit in her confessional and says that Jackie is the only one that has had a good marriage. Evelyn's only been married for like a second. And when it comes to Brandy, baby, your marriage has been trashed since the beginning. I said, well, she ain't lying. She really ain't lying. And honestly, I can't tell you what is going on in Jackie Christie's marriage, but the way she, has talked about it, it's been great. Okay? Moving on, we see Shanice and Evelyn. Yes, her daughter is here. And Shanice is leading a yoga class. I forgot that she's like a yoga instructor. So Evelyn is in the class or whatever. And after that, they have this conversation where she tells her daughter all about the situation with Jennifer. However, she loved to point out that Jen talked about the game being a felon. However, she did not mention that she started all of this by calling Christian the felon. Okay? She never included that. And here's the thing. Shanice is like, well, he's not even a felon. He may not be a felon, sweetheart, but I know he has some charges. Okay? The point is, your man ain't that great. Also, is that even your man? Because y'all know what's so crazy? Every time they talk about the game on this show, it's always, oh yeah, my daughter had a baby with the game. My daughter has a child with the game. It don't even sound like her and JCon are together. So I'm trying to understand. Girl, there's nothing to promote about this. Nothing at all. Like, it sounds embarrassing because it doesn't sound like they're a couple. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and move on from there. So, moving on from that, Shanice says that Jennifer is a coward, and she also feels like all because she wears designer, she thinks she has class, but she doesn't have class. And I'm just like, Shanice, like, it's not giving a read. It's not giving anything. Yeah, okay. Now, here's my thing. Shanice says, she's saying all these things, and I'm still postpartum. Now, girl, I'm not even trying to, crack jokes or anything about this, but, because being postpartum is a serious thing. But that has nothing to do with the situation. You being postpartum has nothing to do with your baby daddy having some court cases. That has nothing to do with that. The point was, does the game have, some situations where he has been charged with things? Absolutely. Because the game had money, was he probably able to buy his way out of going to jail a couple of times? Absolutely. The point is, your mother is running around the city talking about this woman's husband, and it's people in her own household and backyard who are felons as well. Okay? Like, I just did not like the fact that she tried to throw in the whole, but I'm postpartum. And it's like, girl, this ain't even giving that. Okay? Because first of all, your mama not even telling the story in full. Okay? Also, what you need to focus on is making sure that your child is going to be, taken care of by that man. Because didn't he just lose his house? Okay. Moving on. We see Ty and Ming, y'all. Ming is staying over Ty's apartment. And basically, Ming says that she just wants to be friends with Ty, even though she's sleeping next to her butt naked. And honestly, y'all, I'm trying to understand why these two are on the show. I really am. Like, I understand that they wanted to get some other people on the show. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, these people belong in Atlanta somewhere. I'm sorry. Maybe there should have been like a Basketball Wives Atlanta. I don't know. But these people give me Atlanta vibes. Nonetheless, this whole back and forth of them being together or not being together, I feel like this was a storyline. I really do. Because how convenient is it that y'all signed up for a show, y'all were a couple, and then right before filming, that's when y'all broke up? Because that's the vibe that I'm getting. It's not giving that they've been broken up for months. Nah, it's giving this is recent. Nonetheless, according to Ty, Ming has a roster, even though Ty isn't really talking to anybody. However, she does bring up the fact that Evelyn said that Brandy thought she was cute. So Ty's like, I can't be friends with you in a way that you want me to be friends with you, but we could be cordial. So Here's the thing. Ty basically is going to be for the streets and possibly see what she can do with Brandy. Moving on, we see Chantel and her mother. And here's the thing. They look at the photos of the little boy. Real cute photos of baby Noah. And this is where things went left for me. Chantel talks about how her husband is going to come in town. And Jackie says, oh, am I going to be able to meet him now? I'm sorry, what? Chantel, what is the issue? Because this unspokenness of what really is going on is pissing me off. Why has it been that your mother has not met your husband? I'm sorry. Also, I find people who get married and you ain't met these people family and you know they have a family, you're strange as well. Because we know who Jackie Christie is. Like, she's a public figure. You ain't met that crazy lady? Also, I need to know what is the relationship between Chantel and her father. Because I know she put so much heat on Jackie, how Jackie's this, that, another. But I need to know, how is your relationship with your father? Because if she married to the man, he can't be no better. So I need to know, has your father met him? Like, it's weird. This is so weird to me. So Jackie ends up asking Chantel how she feels about the group. And she says that, she really likes Evelyn and she likes Brittany. And I said, of course you like Evelyn. Because I feel like all the girls who come on the show try to align themselves to be on Team Evelyn. Here's the thing. Then she goes on to keep blaming Jackie about how, Jackie, you were doing too much. You were asking questions that didn't need to be asked. And I'm just like, girl, Jackie was doing her job. Like, there's no way you thought these two women are beefing and nobody was going to bring it up. Somebody had to say something, because we're not just getting paid to just, sit around here and eat dinner together. No. Y'all gonna eat dinner, but we really gonna get to some mess. Like, Chantel, she ends up asking her mom to stop being messy. And I'm just like, Chantel, you're not a good fit for this show. Okay? Because the way you keep coming at your mother about things is pissing me off. Moving on. We see Jennifer and Ming. They meet up. Y'all, I'm just going to put all of this together and then put the Ty and Brandy conversation together. Ming basically says that, now she's talking to a guy. And Jennifer's like, well, Ming, you kind of give me the energy that you really want to be with a guy and not a woman anyways. And Ming says that, she just wants to be happy. Ming also tells Jennifer that Brandy thought that Ty was cute. So, first of all, Jim was a little confused. Like, that's what Brandy said? And I guess, Brandy may have never given off lesbian vibes to her. But I'm just kind of like, that's interesting, because y'all remember back in the day, people used to be like, maybe her and Malaysia used to have something going on because of the way Brandy used to defend Malaysia. Nonetheless, Jennifer in her confessional says that this girl is going from the NBA to the WNBA and that she did not expect that from Brandy. Evelyn, yeah, she can absolutely see it with Evelyn. Moving on from that, Ming basically feels like Brandy kind of has some type of issue with her, because we see a clip of them in the car, and Ming, I guess she mentioned how she got her makeup done, meaning that somebody else did her makeup, and Brandy does her own makeup. Brandy was like, girl, you better learn how to do that, learn some tutorials off of TikTok. And I don't think that she was trying to throw shade at her. Girl, I think she was trying to help you keep a little money in your pocket. For real. But Ming took it some type of way, and now she really feeling some type of way about Brandy, considering Brandy may have a thing for Ty. So, Jennifer, she says that, she feels a way about Brandy because she feels like she's following after Evelyn, and now she wants to have a conversation with Brandy. All right, cool. Moving on from there, we see Ty and Brandy. Now, they over here trying on clothes together, and Brandy's asking all these questions about Ty and her relationship. Ty says that she's single, she can't be friends with Ming, and we also learn that Ty was Ming's first girlfriend, and she feels like people constantly think that she's going after straight women, but really they are coming to her. And I'm just like, well, here's the thing, Ty. Every person that we have seen you linked with, or at least in our eyes, and what they've told the public, they have been straight women. We've seen you with Ming. We've seen you with Mimi Faust. There's rumors of you and Drew. There's now you and Brandy. Like, all these women have told us over the years that they're straight women. We've only known them to have relationships with men. And then you come along and it's giving, oh, okay. Who knew that they were into girls? You know what I mean? So then Ty brings up the fact that Evelyn told her that Brandy thought that she was cute, and Brandy basically questions if she can date other people. And Ty says that, Ming would feel away, but also at the same time, like, it kind of is what it is. And I'm like, that's kind of messy. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, if Brandy and Ty were to date, and I know she owes nothing to Ming, but it is kind of weird because y'all new to the group, y'all already dated, and then y'all go, whatever, child, whatever. Moving on, Ty lets us know that she actually wants kids, and she's thinking about freezing her eggs. So Brandy says that she wants 4 kids. I said 4. Interesting. So we all know that she can only do IVF, and she's done IVF before. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, you wanted 4 kids. Is it that you're holding off having kids because of Jason and his behavior? Like, I am just so curious to know where and when she thinks she about to have these 4 kids. But we're going to go ahead and move on. Y'all, we saw Brittany with a matchmaker. Moving on. Brandy and Ty, they actually went to an IVF clinic. And because Brandy has done this before, she felt like she was the right person to come and support Ty. And basically, they look at her ovaries. We learned that she has 14 follicles. Everything looks good. They gave her a lot of information. And now she has a lot to consider. Moving on. Okay, this last meetup, we have Brandy and Jennifer, right? And they talk about, the whole makeup thing or makeup comment that Brandy made. Brandy does not recall having this conversation with Ming. Then Jen also brings up that, you said that Ty was cute. So Brandy's like, okay, so now I can't say that anybody's pretty. Like, okay, this is getting weird. And they talk about how Brandy consistently tries to be in Jennifer's business. And Brandy is like, no, we just keep getting new information of what's going on with Christian. And it's kind of like, not really. Yeah, we know that he had to go to jail for his little 15 days. And they got married in Paris. But all this information that has come out as of lately has been directly from Evelyn. So what you can do, honestly, is tell Evelyn, girl, don't even worry about what Jennifer got going on. We ain't got to talk about her. But that's not what's happening. Nonetheless, she ends up questioning if they got married or not. And Jennifer says that yes, they got married out of the country, but they have yet to make it official in the States. And I don't understand why this is such a shock. Like, I thought the whole thing was, when you do get married out of the country, you still need to have like a marriage license or certificate when you're in the States. But whatever, I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Hell, if Yandy could walk around and say that she was married when we all knew that she wasn't, and she had multiple weddings, I don't even see a problem with Jennifer doing this. Like, if we really want to be technical, I feel like Jennifer did the whole, I want to be married in Paris because she thought the production was going to pay for it. That's what I think happened here, but that's not what happened. So, her rushing to get married in Paris, it was definitely giving, so that way she can have something to do on the show. When it comes down to her actually having a marriage license, yeah, she probably should have went on ahead and got that done already. They could have already been married, and she could have waited to do the whole marriage in Paris, considering he had to do 15 days in jail for it. Just stupid. Moving on from there, she says that she's going to have an official wedding, and Brandy wants to know if she's going to be invited. And basically, you know, Jennifer tells Brandy to not be in the middle of everything, and at the end of the day, yeah, she can be invited. She just got to stop talking about Christian. So Brandy is like, you know, but what about the fact that you brought up Shanice? And Jen said that, you know, they just basically need to take that up with Jesus. Brandy says that if Jennifer wants her to be at the wedding, she'll be there. And like I said, Jennifer said, yeah, you can go ahead and come. That was the end of the episode. Y'all, this episode was not giving at all. Hopefully it picks up some steam in these next coming episodes. But y'all, that was it. Let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.